Hey, it's Larry from the Divine Speaks website, and today we're going to talk about can you control anything? And I know a lot of you are probably thinking that, boy, it'd be nice to control things like how much money I make, or a new job, or bringing a significant other, special person into my life. And that's probably not the best way to be thinking about things. I have some good news for you, and I have some bad news. The good news is that you already control everything. The bad news is that you don't recognize that, and that you don't know how to work with that energy and to bring yourself what is in your highest good. So when we talk about the good news that you control everything, you are spirit, and you have chosen in this life to come into this existence and to grow. And you make choices. You made choices before you came here. You're making choices every moment, and things are changing, and you're making choices, and God and you are implementing those choices. God is expressing through you, as we've discussed in other videos, and God and you, because you are not separate from God. God is one, and God is all that it exists. And so you are making choices with God, and God is honoring those choices and having an experience of himself or herself through you. So it's both that you are separate from God and one with God, and that's paradoxical, but that is the nature of our existence. So you're making those choices at a spirit level, and God is putting those things into place and bringing those things to you. Now, that is really good news, because you are here to grow, and you are bringing those things to you, those relationships, those experiences that will help you grow. Unfortunately, most people are not aware of that, and they are in their ego mind, and they want things like they want to win the lottery, or they want to have a special relationship, and those types of things may or may not be in your best interest. Likely, if you're asking to win the lottery, it's probably not in your best interest. It's probably not in your highest good. That's something that's an ego wish. So we have to discern what is the difference between what is, what we're thinking from an ego standpoint, and what is in our best interest as as spirit. And that's not the easiest thing to discern. That's why we are here on this lifelong learning experience, and trying to come to a recognition of being spirit, a recognition of remembrance, and recognition of of God's presence within us, and our unity with him. So we are trying to work through that. But for most people, most people have a false belief that they can control things, and that's coming from an ego perspective. So they believe that they can, let's give an example. Let's say that a husband wants his wife to lose weight. So he believes that he can belittle her, or badge her into, or make, whatever it is, direct comments or side comments, or taking the food out of the refrigerator, or not giving enough money to buy food, or whatever. He's controlling her in some way so that she can lose weight. Now, it's possible that he's been guided by spirit, by God, to help her lose weight, because maybe she is extremely overweight and it's not healthy for her, and this is what he's been guided to do. But it's more likely, because this is the way that a large majority of the world operates, is that he's doing that because it makes him feel better about himself. Because if he's got a skinny, beautiful wife, then it makes him feel better about himself. And that's not a healthy thing. And he's not really controlling anything, and he's not really growing, because he's trying to look outside himself for his identity, instead of going inside himself and healing what needs to be healed inside of himself, which is low self-worth. So we try, from an ego standpoint, we try and control things, and we don't have any control. And so we really can't control things that we have. There's the appearance of control, because certainly people can force things on us. I mean, we live in a collective. We live in a world where we are subject to sometimes the actions of others, especially those in power. So sometimes those in power can do things which are not beneficial to us. They can maybe pollute the environment, or do other things, and we have to live in this world with everybody. And so we are subject to those things, but at a level of spirit, we still have a choice as to how we deal with those things. Even if we are subject to those things, we have a choice as how we look at those things. So we can look at those things and take actions from a warrior standpoint, or we can be a victim and complain about it and not do anything. But we're powerful, and we can take actions from a powerful standpoint if we recognize that we are one with God and that we are all powerful. So from a spirit standpoint, everything that happens to you, or a large majority of things that happen to you, are by your choice. These are things that you've decided at spirit level God is working out, helping you to work out relationships, jobs, whatever it is. These things are being brought to you to grow. So all in your highest good, all for you to awaken. So you have ultimate control of that, at a spirit level. But again, some things may happen to you that are done actions of others, and you can't stop those actions, but you do have control over how you react to those things and what changes or what choices you make once those things are in place. So from that standpoint, you do have control. Even on that situation, you do have ultimate control. So again, we have ultimate control. We have full control of everything that's happening in a spirit level. In an ego level, we have it's an illusion of control. We think that we can control others. It appears that we do certain things, but it's not based on any type of truth. And your task, all of our tasks, is to come and to awaken and to recognize what it is that what kind of ego games, what kind of agendas, what kind of defenses the ego is doing to feel safe. And to recognize that only safety comes from God, from recognizing our unity from God. Nothing in this world can make us safe. Not $1 billion, not the most special relationship, not the being president of the United States or anything. All those things are outside of us. None of those things can make us safe, because they're all transitory and they can stop in any moment. You can lose all your money, you can lose your job, you can lose, somebody can pass away or leave you. But what is safe, where your power comes from, is recognizing your unity with God and feeling His presence. And when you do that, and you continually work on that and practice that, and you do that, then you are able to recognize that you do have control over the things that happen to you, and that you no longer desire the things that you thought you desired before, like winning the lottery or having a great relationship. You're okay with who you are, and you recognize that what you really want is not those things of the world, and those things of the world are okay, but they're not. But they're not meant to be attached to you. You can use them, but not be attached to them. But what you really want is God's peace and joy and love. And when you release into that, and you allow things to flow effortlessly on the river of life, and you're just carried along by the current, and you're not fighting or resisting, then those things will be brought to you. Incredible things will be brought to you, probably great abundance, riches, great relationships. And that's the nature of not coming from an ego standpoint, but coming from a standpoint of recognizing that you're spirit.